Hello everyone, Coach Isis here from EnduraLAB, and I am cooking jambalaya today because it is cold outside and it just calls for it, and this is a super easy recipe to follow, full of flavor. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a tablespoon of olive oil into a pan that's medium-high heat. So now, sometimes I measure, sometimes I don't, but olive oil is one of those healthy fats. It's not, I don't know why I did quotes, it's a healthy fat. It tends to get high in calories if you put too much. Okay, so 1 tablespoon is 120 calories if anybody's calorie counting. I don't suggest you do, I'm just saying be mindful as you're pouring lots of olive oil that you're mindful, because sometimes we can underestimate the number of calories that are in even our healthy foods. All right, so I put that in the pan. I'm gonna put a pound of shrimp. This is cooked already. This is ready to serve shrimp. It's already cooked, but I'm gonna heat it up on the skillet. And I'm going to put in some chicken apple sausage, the Adele that I used the other day. You can use a kielbasa sausage, you can use any sausage you want with that. And mix that up. And I'm gonna let this saute and kind of brown for about 5 minutes. While that's going, I'm gonna get my spices together. So, first we're going to want to put onions in there. As you guys know, my family's not big on onions, so I have to puree the onions. So I went ahead and chopped a yellow onion and pureed it, and I added my diced tomatoes in here too because my family doesn't like diced tomatoes, but you can use an onion, so you'll slice that up. You'll slice up a red pepper, which I've done here. And then our spices today are going to be a teaspoon of paprika. So I'm gonna put that in a little bowl here. A teaspoon of cumin. Sometimes your teaspoons can fit in, sometimes they can't. Okay. I'm gonna mix this up just a little bit. So the only thing that I'm noticing as I'm cooking this right now is that the shrimp, they are supposed to be thawed, but they were a little frozen. And so the water kind of filled up the pan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drain some of that water a little bit because I want them to actually kind of saute and brown a little bit, not boil. So I don't know if you guys heard me, but I don't want it to boil with the water in it. I want it to actually saute and brown. So that's why I drained that a little bit. I'll turn up my heat just a little bit. Okay. While that's going, I'm gonna finish my spices. Okay, so then I'm gonna take half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You can leave this in or take it out if your family's not a spicy kind of family. Can have a little kick. And then we want a half a teaspoon of thyme. Be careful if you use the spoon for paprika, or I'm sorry, for cayenne pepper, don't stick that spoon in something else because then that's going to be contaminated with the pepper and then it's going to be spicy. Also, if you get it on your eyes, don't rub your eyes, touch your face, which we're already kind of accustomed to right now. Don't do that. All right. Okay. And then we want a half a teaspoon of pepper. I'll go over these again. This one I'm kind of eyeballing. And then a half a teaspoon of salt. Some spice mix. So a big thing with cooking is to really fall in love with it, you need to season accordingly. Nothing is going to taste restaurant style if you don't season. The thing with restaurants is over seasoning, right? Our taste buds are so accustomed to just this like extreme flavor, but we can produce that at home until we can get our palates set again to just normal flavor, right? But a lot of times we under flavor. And I've been really guilty of that lately with under salting, that's the word, my food, and so then it's like, this is all right, when it could have been better with just a little bit more salt. Okay, so we're going to add in the onion and diced tomato mixture. Again, mine looks like puree because that's what my family likes. It smells good. Made of the same stuff. Okay, and then I have some red peppers going in. And I'm going to put my spices. And a cup of chicken broth. And I love these little 8 fluid ounce chicken broths. I've been getting them lately and they've been perfect because recipes usually only call for a cup, and sometimes when I get the big ones, I don't use them all and then they sit in the fridge and go bad. So these are perfect. I use all of it and there's no waste on that. So all my ingredients are in. And again, mine's gonna look different than yours because of that pureed onion and tomato. So I'm gonna let this come to a boil. Smells so good. Right now I'm just mixing it up. And you can kind of see it simmering just a little bit. I want to get it to a boil, and then we'll bring it down to a simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I'll show you guys what I'm going to throw this on top of, or give you guys some options. Okay, so I've got some rice cauliflower here, and this is great because I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about back in the day, we used to have to buy cauliflower heads and chop them up and rice them in the food processor, and it was quite a process, but now it's done for you. In fact, I just pierced this bag and put it in the microwave. So what I will most likely do with this is make kind of a rice, garlicky rice. So I'll take another pan, and this looks like it's boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down to simmer. I'm gonna let that bubble and simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll bring that down a little bit too. I'm gonna turn it back up. But yeah, a garlicky rice. I'll put it in a pan just like so. Put a little rice vinegar in it, and I'm gonna serve this with the jambalaya on top. Now you don't have to do rice cauliflower. Lee does not like rice cauliflower or cauliflower. He says it makes him gastric. So you can use rice, you can use sweet potato, you can use regular potatoes, really whatever you prefer to serve your jambalaya with. But yeah, that's it. This is gonna simmer for 8 to 10 minutes. I'll get that cauliflower rice going here in a minute. Down to a simmer. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy this. It's definitely going to warm my tummy, and I hope that you guys fall in love with cooking. Happy cooking. Bye.